Hey everybody, it's Jim McGuinn from Teenage Kicks. You can join me every Saturday 8 to 10 for the show. And this week, we're talking about the band, the Psychedelic Furs. Now, it's Richard Butler. He's the charismatic frontman of that band, along with his brother Tim, who plays bass in the group. And they founded the band right in that little period in time, the post-punk era, right after punk rock. But they kind of took a different angle in the music that they were making. More artsy, influenced by early Roxy music. They had a saxophone squealing away in those early records, and they had this sort of dark, driving beat to the first couple of albums. They were really on the forefront of an exciting new sound, and then they realized that the way to having hits was to soften some of the edges, and they made some timeless classic songs in the mid-1980s that have lived on for decades. But I'm really intrigued by that early period, when they had the squonk, when they had that noise thing going on. And the cool thing about the Psychedelic Furs is that they have reformed, and they have been touring for the last couple of decades. They haven't made new records. A lot of the bands that get back together from the Teenage Kicks era make new music. Thus far, no real new music from the Psychedelic Furs, but they are still touring. They're out on the road throughout America with the band James right now on the road, another great band from the 80s and 90s. And I also think about how, I wonder what the having Pretty in Pink become such a big, iconic hit song did to their minds and did to their career, because suddenly they're like a Hollywood pop band. But if you look at their early roots, heavily influenced by the Velvet Underground, heavily influenced by David Bowie, great songwriter in Richard Butler and his brother Tim Butler and John Ashton, that band. And I'm glad they're still making music today. Psychedelic Furs, a great band. If you've never dug into some of those early records like Talk 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 or Forever Now, do yourself a favor, go back. Those records sound as great today as they did 35 years ago. Inside you the time moves and she don't fade. The ghost in you, she don't fade. Inside you the time moves and she don't fade. The ghost in you, she don't fade. So they had these noisy songs, but they had these beautiful songs that they came up with in the mid-80s. That's one of them, The Ghost in You from the Psychedelic Furs, here on Teenage Kicks. There you go.